Do you want your Brawl Stars account to look like this? Well, it's not that hard actually. So today we're gonna analyze the most common mistakes that you make when pushing to max tier in Brawl Stars. The last mistake is the most crucial one, but even the best players fall for it. So stick to the end to find out what it is, and your max tier pushes will be much easier. Let's start with the basics. The first mistake that everyone makes is not knowing which brawlers counter which. So let's talk about the triangle of countering. There are three types of brawlers: low HP ones, high HP ones, and high DPS ones. But how does this triangle work? Well, low HP brawlers are getting countered by high HP ones. Then those high HP brawlers are getting countered by brawlers with high DPS. And those high DPS ones are getting countered by, you guessed it, low HP ones. But lucky for you, I created a list of all the brawlers classified by those three categories. So for example, Mortis counters Dynamite, but he also gets countered by Shelly. But guess what counters Shelly? Dynamite, of course. Therefore, we have the triangle of countering. So next time you're in a match, you should analyze which enemy brawler belongs to which category. Then, depending on your brawler's category, you will know which matchup is the best for you. But Gbab, how would I know what brawler to pick in a specific map and mode? Well, that's our second mistake. People play Mortis and Heist or Edgar and Shooting Star and they expect to win easily. And when they lose, they get frustrated and blame their teammates. But the truth is, they were the reason that their team lost. In order to understand what brawlers are good in which maps and modes, we need to divide these three big brawler categories into subcategories. Low HP brawlers can be classified as either controllers, throwers, or snipers. High HP ones are either tanks or assassins, and the high DPS ones are either anti-tanks or damage dealers. But it gets better, because now that we have all these categories, we can easily tell which maps and modes are better for them. So I made this list indicating which type of brawlers is good in which game modes, and this one indicating which type of brawlers is good in which maps. If you mix and match, you will have a list of categories that you can choose from. I know you might be confused right now, so let me give you an example. The best categories for Brawl are tanks, assassins, anti-tanks, and controllers. But Sneaky Fields, for example, is a really bushy map, and controllers are not good there because you will face a lot of aggressive brawlers that counter them. Therefore, you can choose between a tank, an assassin, or an anti-tank to have the best chances of winning. And as a bonus, for those of you who didn't click off the video, this is yet another list of the best brawlers that can be played in specific game modes, no matter the map. But this whole time we're talking about playing alone. And let's face it, no matter how good your brawler is, randoms can be really stupid sometimes. So your third mistake is not playing in a team. Playing in a team gives you the best chances of winning, as you will not have to deal with bad randoms anymore. Plus, you can customize your brawler's composition specifically for the map and mode you're playing. The best thing to do is to have at least one brawler of each category. So one low HP, one high HP, and one high DPS brawler. This depends on the map and mode, but you can mix and match as we did before to decide the best picks. But it gets even better, because if you seem to be losing a lot, you can switch up your comp to try different things. You can't do that with randoms, of course, because no matter what, you will always have that one random Mortis in every one of your games. But Gbab, I don't have any friends to play with. Well, don't worry, because these three tips will help you build up your friend list in no time. First, join a club with people that have more trophies than you. Second, find and join different Brawl Stars Discord servers. Mine is in the description down below. And third, join your friends when they're in a team with a person you haven't played with yet. That way you can ask to add them after a couple matches. It's that simple, but not so simple as our fourth mistake. Most players don't have a clue on how to position themselves on the map. You need good map awareness and positioning to pressure the opponent's back and complete the objective easier. I'm not gonna lie to you, these two things mostly come from experience and from playing the game long enough. But as always, there are some shortcuts that you can take. If you keep the next 5 steps in your mind while in a match, map awareness and positioning will become so much easier. First, almost every map has 3 key areas: the mid and the left and right lanes. And the best part is that every brawler can either be played as a mid, a lane, or both. Therefore, I made yet another list. You gotta love it at this point. This is every brawler classified by the position they can play. Now second, you need to have the right matchups. I mentioned this at the start, but let's analyze how you can effectively do it in every match. The key is lane switching. Let's take our previous example. If you're playing as a Mortis and the opponents have a Shelly and a Dynamite, you should be focusing on the Dynamite at all times because you counter him. So if you happen to be on the Shelly lane, switch lanes lanes to have a better matchup. But on the other hand, Shelly counters you as a Mortis, so if the opponents are smart, they will try changing lanes themselves. When that happens, you need to keep switching to avoid the Shelly and focus on the Dynamite. So now that you have better matchups, you can start pressuring the opponent back. In order to do that though, you need to use the third step, which is called pinching. Pinching is shooting one enemy brawler from two different angles. But of course it takes two players to do that, so team coordination is key here. And if you do it correctly, the enemy can't hide, so you will end up taking them down. And when you do take them down, you're gonna be in a 2v3 situation. So where do we go from here? The fourth step is to keep the pressure. To do that, you should try utilizing bushes and walls on the map, and don't back down unless you or your teammates are low on health. But no one is perfect, so the opponents are probably gonna pressure you eventually. Therefore, the fifth step is all about how to deal with the enemies when pressuring you. The most important thing here is to play like a team. So if your teammates get pressured, you should help them. But if they're low on health, they will back down. In that case, you should slowly back down with them. If you don't, you will likely die. This is a crucial mistake and it can end up costing you the match. But now you're in a bad position. The thing that you should focus on doing now is to take down the enemy that creates the most pressure. So coordinate with your team and pinch them. Therefore, once you take them down, most of the pressure will be gone and you can slowly push up the map. Again, try dodging the enemy's shots by peeking behind walls and being unpredictable by staying inside bushes to push up the map easier. If you follow all these steps, positioning will become much easier for you. But what happens when you don't get out of pressure? What happens if the enemy ends up taking you down instead and manages to score a goal or collect more gems, for example? Hell, what happens if you lose the match? Well, now we're gonna talk about the fifth mistake that everyone makes. This is a big one and it made me smash a lot of phones while playing the game. And trust me when I say this, it's not worth it. Guys, it's a game. It's a virtual world that you control with your fingers. Don't be mad, frustrated, or even toxic to one another. Just play the game to have fun. If you end up losing, there's no reason for you to panic. Just close the app for a few minutes and do something else. Listen, you can go for a walk, spend time with your family, or experience the real life outside of this virtual world that you spent so many hours playing. Trust me, if you do this, your mindset will reset and you'll start playing even better. But even if you don't take a break, there's no reason to be toxic and blame others. Instead, blame yourself for your mistakes. That way you can recognize them, and that's the first step of fixing them. Toxicity is a real thing in this community, and it almost made me quit Brawl Stars forever. But I thought if I could create videos on it, I could maybe change it. We're all capable of doing great things in our lives. Don't abandon your dreams just because someone else said that you can't do it. Instead, follow them, and life will find a way. So if I'm able to change someone's mindset, don't you think you're able to get a simple max tier? I hope this video can help you reach your goals. And if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe to help me reach mine. Now, if you want a detailed guide on how to get kills while playing with assassins, you can check out this video right here. And hopefully, I'll see you there.